everyone! Me and Giovanna's summative assignment was on the dumping of sewage, wastewater, pesticides, and fertilizers into waterways. The image down to the right shows Montreal dumping gallons of raw sewage into its drinking water. How does dumping contaminants impact water resources? A variety of contaminants, including viruses, chemicals, heavy metals, and bacteria, are released into waterways by sewage discharge into rivers. The health of plants and wildlife that live in the water may be impacted by these contaminants. As you can see to the image on my right, the dark red color represents the lowest percentages of the world with at least basic sanitation facilities in 2017. And the dark red color shows it's 0 to 25. And this is most prevalent in Africa. Eutrophication can kill fish and harm other aquatic life due to high levels of nutrients from sewage, causing decreases of oxygen in rivers and blooms of algae. Species feeding and breeding habitats can be impacted by sewage pollution, which can have a fatal effect on entire ecosystems and cause population declines. Sewage pollution in rivers can also be caused by heavy rain, which can have detrimental effects on sewage systems. Below is a picture of what eutrophication is and the damaging way it can harm wildlife. Case study number 1, Montreal sewage dumping scandal. In 2015, on October 18th to 25th, the city of Montreal began dumping 8 billion liters of untreated sewage into the St. Lawrence River. The wastewater was dumped near the end of October because that time of year was when the cooler water temperature prevented pathogens from the sewage from spreading, and the fish breeding period was also over at this time, so the fish wouldn't get injured. As you can see in the picture below, 8 billion liters of wastewater flowed into the St. Lawrence River through 26 interceptors labeled by the red dot.
Hey guys, so Maya covered the Montreal raw sewage dumping and how it impacts generally the waterways, and I will be covering case study number 2, which is Thames Water case study. So the Thames Water has come under scrutiny in recent years for its role in contributing to the pollution of the river Thames and surrounding waterways. The company has been criticized for its high number of raw sewage discharges and its failure to meet regulatory standards for water quality. One of the key issues highlighted in the Thames Water case study is the lack of transparency and accountability in reporting sewage spills. While some water companies like Thames Water provide real-time information on spills through storm discharge maps, many others do not publicly disclose the volume of raw sewage released through overflow systems. This lack of data makes it difficult to accurately assess the extent of the problem and hold companies accountable for their actions. The impact of sewage pollution on the River Thames has been significant, with studies showing elevated levels of dangerous bacteria like E. coli in the water. This possesses a serious risk to public health, especially for swimmers and rowers who may come into contact with contaminated water. The Thames Water case study underscores the urgent need for improved regulation and enforcement to ensure that water companies meet their responsibilities to protect the environment and public health. Next, I will be covering a real-world example. So, several researchers found that just 25 watersheds contribute to half of the total wastewater nitrogen to the world's oceans. The Yangtze River in China alone contributes 11% of the world's total. Researchers calculated and found that in 2015, approximately 6.2 million tons of nitrogen entered coastal waters, all from human wastewater. The watersheds that release the most nitrogen from wastewater were located in Korea, India, and China. And here's my final one, possible solutions. So possible solutions are reducing risk of pesticide movement to surface or groundwater, limiting the amount of pesticides used, reducing the persistence or mobility of the active ingredients, reduce the intake of our meat consumption, going on an all plant-based diet, and then the Government of Canada has taken action by examining the use of pesticides and have written what they believe is the indicator of the risk of water contamination by pesticides, and this takes a closer look at the relative risk of water contamination by pesticides across agricultural areas in Canada.
Be aware, let's handle our waters with care.